Hello, my name is Alex Nolan, and I am a graduate of Full Sail University in the Audio Production Bachelor of Science degree program. I also have a certificate in audio engineering at Midlands Audio Institute, which is located in Columbia, South Carolina. I'm sending this to Fearless Records in hopes of receiving a position in their audio engineering portion of their record label. My entire life, I have always wanted to go into the music industry, but for a while, I didn't know where I wanted to be in it. This industry is very dynamic, and I have learned you can't dive into it without having a plan. I thought about being a worship leader, then I thought about being in a band, then I thought about being a guitar tech, but after years of researching and personal experience, I decided that audio engineering was the best fit for me. I currently play in a band called Finding Lucy out of Columbia, South Carolina. We're an alternative/indie rock group who for a while thought we could make it to the top. Unfortunately, the band didn't have enough drive to make it. There were several reasons why, but I won't get into that. I discovered my love for audio engineering when we recorded our first EP, Long Live the Problem Child. We recorded this 6-song record at Archer Avenue Studio in Columbia, South Carolina. During this time, I met a guy named Kenny McWilliams, who has the coolest job ever. He has a professional studio in his backyard that him and his dad built many years ago. After seeing this and seeing what he does for a living, I knew that this line of work was for me, and I wanted to do everything I could to get into it. After I figured out what I wanted to do, I went and found a doorway into this realm. This door was a school called Midlands Audio Institute. I enrolled and began classes in several categories like live sound production, digital music production, music theory, music business, studio recording, etc. This laid a foundation for me, and I learned the basics of what it takes to be successful in the audio engineering world. I began recording my own songs and demoing songs for my band, and slowly but surely I became an amateur engineer. Figuring out the basics of how to use mics, effects, software, you name it, I tried to get my hands on it. After completing the certificate program, I realized that I hadn't learned enough to be tremendously successful in the industry. I could go try and get a job, but I knew I wasn't really ready for the big time. This is when I looked into enrolling at Full Sail University and knew that this would be the place where I really took flight into becoming a professional. After looking at the curriculum and what I would be learning, I decided that this was the place for me. After completing the audio production degree program, I have a full knowledge of what is expected in the music industry and am ready to push myself to the best of my ability, spending hours on projects and putting in the extra effort to go from good to great. I have spent years performing and working with other musicians to write beautiful music that captivates an audience. And I want to continue this, but not for myself, but for my clients. Because I've been the client before, and I understand how difficult it is when the engineer doesn't really want to work with you or just wants to get paid. Too many times have I seen people just looking for a paycheck and not putting in the time to make that record to be the best that it can be. My philosophy is simple: quality over quantity. If a client is working with me, that is what they're going to get, because that's what they're paying for. If you hire me, you'll be getting an engineer who truly cares about the artist, who wants to see them succeed. They will come back not just for the quality of the recordings, but because they had a great experience along the way. I hope that you consider me to be a part of the Fearless Records team, not just because of my education, but because, like I said before, I've been the client and I understand what the artist goes through. And I'm willing to put my blood, sweat, and tears into a project to make it the best that it can be and give the client the better overall experience. It's friendly, professional, quality, and a reason for them to come back forever. I hope you enjoyed my presentation, and thanks for watching.